So after months of waiting, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers / Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue number 5 is finally out. It's finally out after a really long wait, because waiting like 3 months for the conclusion of this comic made it seem like forever, but I understand why it got delayed because of world issues and stuff like that, pandemic and stuff like that. It is what it is, but finally we have the conclusion for this crossover, for this miniseries. And was the wait worth it? Yes. Is this the conclusion I was looking for? Kind of, but it is what you get, and I understand that we have 20 pages to work with, and a ending that you have to give with a 5-part miniseries, but it is what it is, and I do like the ending that Ryan gave us, but it did feel rushed in some parts of it, but we'll get to that when we start talking about the issue, because although I feel like the ending was rushed, it did have its moments that stand out and made this comic really, really good. So the issue picks up where we last left off, where the Ninja Turtles were piloting the Megazord and they were about to fight off with a giant Bebop and Rocksteady. Things were looking crazy as they were preparing a giant kaiju fight, and yeah, things were going to get really crazy. So this comic takes an even crazier turn when Shredder shows up piloting the Dragon Zord with the Dragon Dagger. So Shredder's using the Dragon Zord, which is really cool. So you sort of get the Megazord versus the Dragon Zord, like old times in the old TV shows, so that's really cool. I did like that little moment. Also, the Turtles can somehow handle the Megazord really well, because they do get the advantage against the Bebop and Rocksteady and the Megazord, so that was really cool. They did get the advantage until Shredder showed up in the Dragon Zord, and then it was 3v1, and that didn't look good for them. So then the Rangers show up in a giant metal head, and this is where we get something that was teased moments before the issue was meant to release back in April, but it was pushed back, and that is the Turtle Megazord. So the Megazord fuses with Metalhead, and they become the giant Turtle Megazord, and I gotta admit, the design looks really cool. I mean, they're merging all the parts together, the design looks really sleek, really nice. I really do dig it. I think this design was done by Dan Mora, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right. But either way, I really do like this design for the couple of pages it's on. So the Shredder gets away, and the Rangers and the Turtles go back to the command center, and they figure out a strategy to combat Rita and Shredder. And what they finally do, they were able to use some sort of beam of light or some sort of techno stuff to give the Power Rangers their powers back. So the MMPR team have their powers back, and the Turtles are back being the Turtles, and they go to the Palace on the Moon, Bandora's Palace, and they fight the Rita and the Shredder and Goldar and stuff too. And it's a really fun bit of pages where you see everyone fighting and jumping around the place, and then we finally get the conclusion where Tommy confronts the Shredder. He points his morpher at him, and somehow, by some way, he's able to absorb the Morphin Grid energy and make the Shredder powerless, giving himself his powers back, which is really cool, and I really did like that. Now, I'm pretty sure they explain it in fine detail with everything that goes on, but Tommy's got his powers back, he's about to confront the Shredder, and he's like, I will not surrender to you, and then Rita, out of nowhere, teleports the Shredder and herself to Dimension X, and they get away, and Shredder's like, you were planning this the entire time, and Rita's like, me? No, I would never do such a thing. What made you think that? So, like I said, ever since these two joined forces, you knew that one of them was going to betray the other, and Rita ended up betraying the Shredder, which was kind of, I don't want to say predictable, but we kind of knew it was coming. We kind of foreshadowed it would be coming, that one of them would betray the other, and Rita was able to outsmart the Shredder, which was, I mean, it's Rita in the comics. I mean, she's more smarter than her TV counterparts, so, I mean, props to Ryan for writing her like that. She wasn't some sort of Sentai, which, like I've said, if you've read the comics, you know how sinister and smart Rita can be, in the comics and stuff like that. So the Shredder's defeated and the bad guys get away, and everything is back to normal. The Rangers and the Turtles are all hanging out, they're eating pizza, they're talking with one another, and then the final page ends with Raph and Tommy sparring, and that's where the comic ends. And yeah, that pretty much wraps up Power Rangers / Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Overall, I really did enjoy this miniseries. I mean, this was a fan dream come true. This was a dream come true as a fan of Ninja Turtles and a fan of Power Rangers. I mean, seeing these two franchises I grew up watching and playing with the toys and stuff like that, it was cool to see them together in a comic. Now, I do hope that this is going to get animated into some sort of short film or something. Maybe get a sequel later down the line, who knows, because the Batman one got a sequel, but I really did enjoy Ryan handling this comic. I mean, it was a lot of fun to read. He knew the characters really well. He made this the best kind of fan service you can get if you're a fan of Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles. I mean, Green Ranger Shredder was the coolest fucking thing ever to see. I really enjoyed seeing that. I mean, maybe we'll get a toy of that, probably not, who knows, but either way, I really did enjoy this comic. I'm definitely going to pick it up when it's in a collector's issue. I do have some of these separate issues lying around the house, but I definitely want to read this again when it's in a big collector's form. I'm going to get it digitally, I'm going to get it physically, and just read it in one sitting. But yeah, definitely, this comic was a lot of fun, and I think Ryan handled it well. The art was really good, even though I've had some small complaints about the artist when they did Beyond the Grid, but oh well, it is what it is. I mean, overall, I really did enjoy this comic. I mean, the only small nitpick I've got is probably the wait between issue 4 and issue 5, because it did take me out of the moment, but that's something out of my control. I can't stop a pandemic and stuff like that, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But like I said, I had a lot of fun reading this comic. I enjoyed it quite a fair bit, and I can't wait to see what Ryan does next, and maybe we'll get a sequel of this eventually. Maybe we'll get an animated film. Who knows what we'll get with this crossover eventually, because it was a lot of fun. It got a lot of good press. I mean, it did gangbusters in sales. Like, the first issue sold out within a week, and it got reprinted like 3 times whenever it got reprinted. So yeah, it did really well. So people are definitely picking up this issue and paying attention to it, that is for sure. But yeah, like I said, I really did enjoy this comic, and I can't wait to see where it goes next, or what Ryan's going to do next with Power Rangers and stuff like that. I mean, I haven't read many Ninja Turtle comics, and maybe I'll start reading them, because I've heard stuff about them. I haven't read the original Ninja Turtles comics, so we'll see what happens, But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say about Power Rangers / Ninja Turtles. It was a really good comic. I enjoyed the run, and like I keep saying, I can't wait to see what Ryan does next. Anyway guys, that's pretty much the end of the video. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'll see you guys around. Peace out, thanks for watching, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, take care, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching. Bye!